Welcome, my beautiful friends. I am Miranda, and you are here with May Yoga. This week was kind of a double whammy of good. We had the 50th anniversary of Earth Day and also the 44th anniversary of my birth. So I wanted to do a practice today that kind of brings those elements together, celebrating nature and just having fun with some of my favorite poses as well. If this is your first time practicing with me, I ask that you look in the description below this video and find a link for a separate video called Tips for a Safe Yoga Practice. Watch that first. For props, you're really only going to need that H2O, bring that water into your practice so you can take some whenever you like. Okay? Now to begin, we're going to go to one of my absolute favorite poses, which is Butterfly Baddha Konasana. That means you're going to bring the bottom of your feet together. Your knees open up wide. If you can't bring your heels all the way up to your body, that's fine if it's a little farther out. If your knees come up a bit, just work with the pose wherever you can. And of course, as you practice more, you're going to get a little bit better at it. Though, finding this beautiful butterfly, feet are glued together, opening the hips, feeling a nice stretch into those knees. And then wrapping your hands around the top of the toes. We're going to move into a beautiful spinal opening cat-cows. So bringing a little more animals into our practice today. To do this, we're going to stay here in butterfly. We're going to bring that element together. You're going to inhale, roll the shoulders up, pull the heart forward, looking up at the sky. Exhale, roll the shoulders up, and now curve the back, pull the belly in, drop the chin. Moving with the breath, inhale, pull forward, stick the chin up. Exhale, pull that chin down to the chest. Continuing here for several more sets through these cat-cows. The nice thing about doing it in butterfly is that you don't have to worry about putting too much pressure on the knees or the wrists. You can still get this spinal waking without worrying about damaging any of those joints. So it's a nice way to do it. And it's a great pose even if you're a beginner or you're pregnant. It's just a nice, beautiful way to wake up the spine. Last one, inhale to cow, and exhale to cat. Very nice, coming back to neutral spine. Next, we're going to be moving up to a standing position in the middle of our mats. Okay, everyone, find yourself up to a standing position. You'll notice I have all of my awesome plants since I couldn't do outdoor yoga for Earth Day today because the weather isn't being very compliant. Bringing all the plants into it. Hopefully it gives a nice, beautiful nature vibe for today's practice. All right, we're going to start with Urdhva which is swaying palm tree pose, just to kind of open up a bit of space and prepare for our golden seed flow that will warm up the body. Finding a regular Tadasana at first, standing up tall, keeping your feet about hip-width distance apart here, pointed to the front. And then you're going to interlace the fingers and draw the palms out, keeping this formation. If any time during this it gets too much on your wrists, you can just release the hands, maybe grab a wrist with the opposite hand. All right, so having those palms faced out, you're going to inhale, draw the hands straight up over body, looking up at the hands. We're going to go into that swaying part now. So we're going to tip over to the right hand side. Exhale, lean over like the wind is blowing you over. You want this to be a lateral bend though. You don't want to be collapsing forward or arching your back. You want to just all bring it into the side body. Looking up at the sky, pulling that belly in, stretching through the side but also activating that core. Nice. Inhale up and exhale over to the left. Nice lateral bend here. Imagine you're between two panes of glass in the front of your body and behind you. Squeezing the legs. Inhale, rise up. Release the palms together and exhale down to the heart. Just to help us stand up a little taller, and any excuse for me to do tree pose of any kind I love. All right, and we're going to be doing a flow that is called Golden Sea. This is my first time teaching this on video, so I'm going to be giving you verbal guidance the whole time, of course, going very slowly. It's supposed to be moving with the breath though, but we're going to be taking slow breaths. So open up the feet, about 3 feet between, and then turning the toes out slightly. Okay? Bring those hands to the belly. You can only let them relax to the side, but I kind of like bringing this into the pose where you can feel the breaths, because you're going to hold here for a few breaths. So feeling the hands connected to the belly, close the eyes, taking some big belly breaths. And then exhale, open the eyes. You're going to begin, swoop the arms up, bringing them all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. And then start to bend the knees, coming to a goddess pose legs. Bring the hands down to the middle and push it out like you're making space here. Hold here for that inhale in goddess. Exhale, straighten the legs, point the toes to the front. Bring that right hand down the center of the mat. And then turn it towards that left foot. Right foot goes out 45 degrees. And then inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bring that left hand down to the mat. Fingers pointed towards the right foot. Point the right foot to the front. Left foot goes out 45 degrees. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale. Both feet are pointed to the front. Go into a squat where your hips and your shoulders are the same height. Palms are faced up, hands resting on the mat. Inhale, stand all the way up straight, bringing the hands to the heart. Exhale, hands go overhead, go back into a squat. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, dipping bird. So you're going to drop those arms straight down and back, toes are pointed to the front. Inhale, squat down, arms come to the front. Imagine like a golden sea, that's why it's called this. Exhale, dipping bird, arms move back again. And then inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands come back down to the belly or Anjali Mudra. Toes point out again, slightly out. You've still got that good distance in your legs, allowing for these squats. We're going to do 3 sets of these. If you lose the flow, I know it's a little strange because it's brand new maybe to you. If you lose it, it's okay. Just take a second, come back when you can. And I will write out the instructions for Golden Sea Flow underneath this video when I finish, when I put it up. Don't worry. All right, taking a breath here. Nice, open the eyes. Inhale, swoop the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, coming down to a squat, pushing those arms out. Holding here for that inhale in goddess. Exhale, point the toes to the front, coming into that fold. Right hand comes to the mat, left foot out 45 degrees, right fingers are pointed to the left hand. Inhale, that left arm up. Exhale, switching arms, switching out those feet. Inhale the right foot up. Right hand up. Sorry. Exhale, toes point to the front, go into that squat, hips and shoulders at the same height. Palms are down, facing up to the sky. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, squat, pushing that up to the sky. Nice. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, dipping bird. Arms swoop all the way back, palms are facing each other. Inhale, squat, bringing those arms in front. Exhale, dipping bird, drop the head, arms come behind you. Inhale, all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, back to the heart. Make sure those toes are pointed out slightly for this third and final set of our golden seed flow. Having the hands at the heart, or if you like, on the belly, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, whichever you feel is nice for you. Beautiful, guys. Last one. Go ahead and open the eyes. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands come up. Nice. Exhale. Go into that goddess pose. Pushing out. Making your space here. Hold here for that inhale. Exhale. Straighten those toes, pointing to the front. Right hand comes down to the mat. Fingers pointed towards that left foot. Right foot is out 45 degrees. Inhale, left hand up. Switching now. Exhale when the hand comes down, switching those feet, switching the hands. Inhale, right arm floats up. Exhale, square the feet. Go bending into the hips, into that squat. Palms are faced up to the sky. Inhale, draw that up to standing pose. Exhale, turn the hands up to the sky, going into that squat. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hinge at the hips, bringing the arms back, dipping bird. Inhale, pull that seat forward. This is also called like a rocking horse pose. Exhale, dipping bird one last time. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands together, exhale, back to the heart. Very nice. Heel toe those feet together. Now that was your golden seed flow. It's a really nice way. It also is good for those squats and everything if you love squats. Next we're going to be moving to my absolute favorite pose of all time. And for anyone who knows me, they know I like to hug these a lot. We're doing tree pose. I am a tree hugger. All right. So again, some people like to balance on their mat. Some people like to find a firmer foundation on the flat floor. It's up to you. If you need to be near a wall, if you're feeling a bit unsteady today, you can do that. I'm going to go into Vrikshasana. All right, I'll be your mirror again here. We're going to be working on the right leg first, okay? So stepping that left foot back, like one step back from the right. Begin to warm up the toes, warm up the feet. Wiggle the toes on that right foot. And then from the pinky toe, first down to the mat, and then zipper those other feet down. Okay? Stepping the left foot front. Pick up that heel on the right foot. Open it up nice and wide. Okay? Starting to shift the weight over to the right side. Coming up on that left big toe. Bringing the hands to the hips. Finding your stillness. Now find your focal point. That gaze point that you're going to keep your eyes locked on. Your drishti. Having your drishti here. On your next inhale, begin to pick up that left knee. Using the left hand, guide your foot to the inside of that right leg. Now, it can be either below or above the knee. It can even be down to the earth with your big toe on your left foot still touching the earth if you need that balance. You never want to have it on your knee joint, obviously. And you want that left knee to be out perpendicular from the body, 90 degrees here. Okay? If you're balanced here with your hands on your hips, you can bring those hands together at the heart. Holding here. Or for this last part, if you want to grow the branches of your tree. I love that imagery. You can think about opening up the hands, opening up like branches growing to the sun, stretching the arms wide. Inhale. And bring those branches back towards your strong tree trunks. And then release that left foot down. Walk it out. It's always good to have a little bit of fun and also to have a little visual imagery in your practice. So you can always imagine in tree pose especially, you have roots growing out the bottom of your feet, anchoring you to the earth. I like that image. All right, next one, if you do want to stay on the mat or if you want to work with the floor this time, maybe change it up a bit. We'll be working on that left leg now. So left foot stays forward, step that right foot back. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle those toes on the left foot. And then zippering them down from the small toe to the big toe. Stepping that right foot forward, picking up the heel on that left foot. Pulling that left foot nice and open. Okay? Start to shift the weight over to the left side, coming up on that right big toe. And now finding your focal point. Finding that spot that does not move, so not me in this video, because I do move. All right. When you're feeling nice and steady here, you're going to start to pick up the right knee now. Bringing that right foot to the inside of the standing leg. Pressing into the inside of that leg. Opening up that right knee. 90-degree angle from the body. And then bringing the hands together at the heart if you're feeling that steadiness. Beautiful Vrikshasana. Such a powerful balance pose. And a way to kind of honor the nature that is all around us. Sending a bit of love in this beautiful tree. Holding here for the last few breaths, maybe inhale, raise those arms up. Opening up, imagining taking in all the warmth and the nutrition that you can, absorbing here. And then exhale, draw the hands, bringing those tree branches back to your center. Holding, inhale, and release, exhale. Gorgeous trees, gorgeous trees. Okay, guys, our next part of our practice is going to be down on the mat. I'm going to transition down there, and I will see you on the mat. All right, everybody. We're going to do a bit of a challenge next. We're going to go into crow pose, into Urdhva Hastasana. Now, this isn't arm balance, so if you do have problems in the wrists, that's a contraindication for you. Skip this, maybe just stay in a squat and just work into your hips a bit. But if you would like to challenge yourself today with me on our crow pose, coming into a yogic squat and then bringing the arms inside the legs with the palms open in front of you, making sure that you're really opening those fingers nice and wide to give you a good platform in your hands to help draw the weight out of the wrists. Okay? Hands are glued down to the mat. You're thinking about drawing the torso between these thighs. Okay? And I like to always have my pants up so I can connect skin to skin. It just feels better, like especially if you're wearing slippery yoga leggings. It's just nice to have that contact. All right, we're going to start by rocking up on the balls of the feet. For some people, if this is good enough, you're going to stay here, okay? But if you want to continue, you're going to start to pull the body forward, keeping the elbows bent at first, drawing the shins to the back of your arms, to your triceps, okay? And then start to rock forward. You can maybe bring the knees up a bit higher, rocking yourself onto those arms. Maybe picking up one foot and then switching the feet. Whatever you need here, working and playing in this pose. Okay? I like to actually bring my knees more towards my armpits, so you just kind of learn your body. Being a little wobbly is fun. Drawing yourself up if you can. Working on our crow poses. Coming back on the feet if you need. Playing with this pose. Some days are better than others. That's kind of a lesson you learn in your life anyway. Some days you feel really good and you're just popping right up. Other days you're a little off, and that's okay. Just keep trying. Persistence and progress. All right, last few moments. And release. Release down to seated position, bringing the back of the hands in front of you. Just doing a little wrist release. And then bringing your hands beside you on your legs. All right, and from a seated position, we're going to move to child's pose. Very nice, easy way of doing this is rolling off to one side and bringing the feet down behind you, sitting back on the heels. Try to keep those feet together. And then just for a moment, just walking the hands forward, just for just a second. Stretch out those arms, drop down the head. We're next going to be moving into Sasangasana, which is rabbit pose. Very sweet, very relaxing pose that you can actually use anytime in your day where you're feeling very tight in your back or very overwhelmed. It's a nice kind of grounding pose. You can kind of add that to your repertoire throughout the day if you need. So to do this, you're going to try to bring those forehead down to the earth at first, and then bring it as close to the knees as possible. You're going into a bend where the crown of your head is going to roll to reach the mat, okay? So hands down in front of you, drop the forehead down, get that close to your knees, and then you're going to reach the hands back and grab your feet. Grab the heels where your thumbs are alongside the outside of the feet, your hands are on the back of the feet, and your fingers are pointed to the inside, okay? So hands wrap around the heels, and then you're going to bring that forehead close to the knees. Start to lift the hips so that the top of your head stays on the earth. Holding here. My necklace is trying to be eaten right now, sorry. So, holding in rabbit pose. You can always come up on the balls of the feet if that feels better for you. Or perhaps if you need to grab a blanket, you can grab that blanket, put it under the head. Just making cute little rabbits here. Stretching into those arms. Inhale. And slowly release. Drop the top of the feet down to the earth if you lift it up. Drop those hips back to the heels. Arms come into the front. Drop the forehead down. Release for a moment. And now start to walk the hands back towards the body. Next we'll be moving into Simhasana, which is lion pose. Okay, this is actually one of my favorite poses I did with my students, my kids in Japan. They really love this. I'm going to turn a little bit sideways so you can kind of see this maybe at a better angle. You're going to be starting with your feet together, and then you're going to open your knees, almost like you're doing a child's pose here, child's pose B, and dropping the hands to the top of the legs to start. Now, normal Simhasana, normal lion pose, on the inhale, your face is just relaxed. But I kind of like to bring a little bit of extra play in there. And I would say lemon face for the inhale, lion face for the exhale. So you can kind of think about when you bite into something sour, your face puckers up. Kids loved it. So this is a nice way to kind of transition out. When you go into the exhale, this is the important part of Simhasana. You're going to bring the hands to the earth between your legs so that your fingers are pointed towards the body and press into it. It's a very nice wrist release. And when you exhale, it's going to look silly and you're going to feel silly, but it's nice when it's a home video. You don't have to worry so much, right? You're going to stick your tongue out, really open your mouth, Your gaze is going to be kind of like up to where your third eye is, like just looking up. And you're going to make a sound, however you like. I mean, they recommend you just go, ha, right? But you can make any sound you want that you're comfortable with. It's a really fun pose to play in, and it just kind of makes you laugh at yourself and, you know, connect you to the awesomeness of lions, maybe. All right, so starting with your hands relaxed on the top of the legs. You don't have to do the lemon face. I'm probably will because I love it. So on that inhale, you're going to sit up nice and tall so that crown of your head is reaching up. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Nice. Inhale, draw the hands back to the top of the legs. Exhale. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. Shake it out, shake it out. I know it seems silly and everything, but it's always nice to be able to have fun in any kind of exercise you're doing. And it actually is a really great stress release. When you're breathing it all out and letting it all out, you're actually kind of activating those endorphins. You're activating that kind of play-like feeling of when you were a child. And it just brings a little bit of silliness and hopefully joy to your practice. Okay? So just taking a little sip of water if you like here. Next, we're going to be moving into another one of my favorite animals in the universe, dolphin. Okay, dolphin pose is a really great one also if you were trying to work up to a headstand, which we won't do today, don't worry, I'm sticking with the animal, the nature imagery. But dolphin is a really great one. It's also great if you have wrist issues, but you like the downward facing dog. So imagine downward facing dog is like that upside down V, but you're on your hands. Dolphin is when you bring the forearm down to the mat, your hands are clasped, okay? You're still keeping that shoulder width distance apart, so be mindful of that. To come into this nice and easy from this seated position, you're going to come up to tabletop at first, opening yourself here. And then you can either lift up to downward dog from here first and then drop down, but I think it's better to go ahead and drop down to those forearms. You want them to be shoulder width distance apart, and then clasp the hands together. Hold here, press into the forearms, and then stepping back 1 foot at a time, lift those hips up on your exhale, coming into downward dog. So you want to try to make sure that your head isn't fully connected, like you're not putting pressure on the head here. You can pedal the feet out just like you do in downward dog. Walking it out, bringing a little bit of motion, releasing the calves and the ankles. And then pressing those hips back. Thinking about drawing the chest to the thighs. Making cute little dolphins here. If you're feeling it, just go ahead and close the eyes, relax the face. Pushing into those forearms, strengthening our shoulders. Last breath here, inhale, and then exhale. Slowly release the knees down, dropping the top of the feet, rising up, coming back to a seated pose, hips to the heels. Shake it out if you need to. And the last part of our practice today is going to be an amazing hip opener. I wanted to save it to last because I want to make sure your hips are nice and open for this and your body's warmed up. We're going to do Urdhva Hastasana, which is a lizard pose. Yes. All right. So a nice way to come into this is actually from down dog. Okay? So again, bring the hands forward, making a brief tabletop position. Opening up so that your middle finger's pointed to the front. Your thumb stretched out towards the opposite hand. And then tucking those toes under, exhale, lift up to downward dog. Pedal in the feet for a second if you need. And then we're going to go on that left leg first. Inhale, left leg floats up. Exhale, bring that left foot to the outside of both of your hands. okay? Dropping that right knee down. Maybe this is where you are today, and that's fine. If you need to stay up on the fingertips, that is okay. Just play with this pose, maybe flap the little outer leg a little bit, grounding into the shin on that right leg. Hold here if this is where you're at, or if you do want to go a bit deeper, you can drop down to those forearms. Hands can be clasped in front of you, sinking down into the hips. This is level 2. And of course, for those who are super flexible, feeling it today, if it's available to you, you can go ahead and drop those arms forward, dropping that belly down as much as you can, holding there wherever you are today. I know my hips are pretty tight today, so I'm just going to kind of work with it as much as I can. Drop the head down a bit. You can stack your palms on top of each other and then rest your forehead down. Holding here. Right toes pointed back. Last breath before you gently start to unwind yourself, whatever level that you are at. Coming back up to that level 1 for a moment. Picking up that back knee. Hands come flat to the earth. We're going to take a vinyasa between sides. So exhale, step back to plank. Hold here for that inhale. Exhale, take your vinyasa. Finding down dog, holding for 3. Preparing for this final pose in our Earth Day special. And then we're going to be working on the right side. Inhale, the right foot floats up. Exhale, right foot comes to the outside of both hands. Dropping that back knee. Left foot is pointed back. Again, level 1, staying here if you wish. Or if it is available to you, go ahead and start to draw yourself down to those forearms. Hands can clasp in front of you. Taking deep breaths wherever you are. Maybe releasing your head to the top of the hands if you like, if you're feeling that. Enjoying as much as possible these last few moments. Finding the edge of the comfort zone and then just going a little beyond it to really challenge the body. And then begin to release this pose nice and gentle. Bringing the hands back to the earth. Holding here, level 1 for this last breath. And then picking up that left knee, stepping that right foot back, come to plank. Holding in this plank for a moment, squeezing it all in, strengthening our whole body here. Inhale, take your vinyasa, coming down to the mat on the exhale. Inhale, swim through. Exhale, down dog. So our last bit of our last pose to really push those heels back towards the earth. Ears are between your arms. One more breath here. And then looking between the hands, either walk or hop your feet to the front and fold. Coming down to the mat into your final seated position. Okay, everyone. So that was my Earth Day birthday kind of a practice. I just love those poses. There's different challenges in each one, different levels, but you can play with yoga. That's what makes yoga so interesting, is you can find any variation in a pose to challenge yourself as much or as little as you need on that day. So every day is different. Some days you're going to feel like you want more of a challenge, other days you want to take it easy. That's what yoga is great for. So I hope that you enjoyed this lovely little practice with me. I hope you enjoyed all the greenery, and I hope that you have this week spent a little bit of time appreciating this beautiful planet that we live on. Anyone that knows me personally knows that I am a hippie, I am a tree hugger. I've been known on many occasions to actually hug trees. So this week, I think it's just nice to give a little bit of extra attention to this home. It's the only home we have. So maybe spending a few moments, at least in gratitude towards the earth, doing a little bit of extra love for this home. If you did enjoy this practice with me, I ask that you leave a like, leave any feedback below that you wish, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.